Alright, so hello and welcome guys to another vlog. This one's gonna be kind of full of rambling. It's kind of the foreshadowing of things to come. And also, what's happening right now with me and why I'm kind of not releasing any balance rate POVs and why I'm always, in Guardian spec and stuff like that. So, I left my guild. I left the 25-man guild because it was not a guild for me. That guild was not about fun. That guild was just about killing dudes, and I'm okay with killing dudes, but I need to have fun while I'm doing it. So that guild was not for me, and apparently it was not for a lot of my old guild mates, where they started leaving and we have our own team speak and we go there and we have fun. For instance, the video you're looking at right now is me helping one of my guildies. It's, she needed heart from Lei Shen on her alt. This is our shaman from our old 10-man guild on her alt warlock. So, we're doing things like this and we're just having fun. We're having a laugh on TeamSpeak while doing, whatever. So, I left the guild and I feel like I don't want to join another progression guild because I feel like I've done enough raiding in Mr. Pandaria. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna play casually until Worlds of Draenor, and then I will jump back on the progression and I will start, pushing towards that kill again with friends. But I really feel like I want to slow down with raiding and just play casually. And you might interpret that in many ways. The definition of casual varies on a person-to-person basis. For me, a casual player is a player that does whatever he wants. He can play, he can do heroic modes. He can, casual players can kill Hellscream on heroic. It's not very likely, but they can. Where casual, for me, a definition of that is a player who just logs in whenever he wants, and he's not deliberately taking time out of his day to do stuff in the game. So he is not interested in stuff like scheduled raids. When you have a scheduled raid and you just dedicate time to the game, you basically just say, today from 7 PM I will be raiding in World of Warcraft, do not disturb me. That's where casual ends. You're no longer a casual player. When you dedicate time and when you take time out of your day to play the game, that's where the definition of casual just ends. You're not a casual anymore. So I want to play casual. I just want to log in whenever I want and I want to do whatever I want. I might still do heroic raiding. In fact, it's very likely that we will get some sort of a guild. My ex guild mates basically, from the 10-man guild, we will get some sort of a guild, just for fun, so we can do some bullshit, random bullshit and have a laugh. So that's that. But next thing I want to talk about is actually how I got to YouTube and how it all happened. So back when Cataclysm came out, I bought a new account because I gave the old one to a friend and that asshole sold it, which led to me starting my YouTube account eventually. So I guess that's a good thing. But in vanilla, in Burning Crusade, and in Wrath of the Lich King, I was in a progression guild. Always. I was always raiding, and I was raiding with friends. So I was used to that, but when Cataclysm hit, I saw Total Biscuit videos, I followed them, and I really liked what I saw there. So I bought a new account and I made my druid because I always liked boomkins. So I made my druid. And I leveled him as a moonkin up until level 65, I think. And then I switched to restoration. And I stuck with that. I actually went as resto throughout the entirety of Cataclysm, but I wasn't raiding. The only raiding I did really was Dragon Soul, LFR, and normal modes. And I was frustrated. I did not like it because I was used to, hardcore raiding or semi-hardcore raiding with friends and just pushing towards that boss kill. So I wasn't really happy with how it went. But when Pandaria came out, I kinda I was like, nah, I don't really like playing resto anymore, because before I really liked the restoration playstyle, and I still do, but I was kind of bored of it because it was just, you know, hotting people all the time, and you know, in LFR that's not fun. In 10 man it was kind of awesome, you know, keeping everyone up and doing this and doing that. But eventually I switched to a Moonkin in Pandaria, and that was, I think, after my first Mogushan Vaults raid, I realized that I just, either I'm really bad, or I just I don't know, I was, you know, bad and I didn't like it. I was frustrated. I just didn't like the playstyle anymore, so I switched to a Moonkin, and that's where it started. Basically, this whole guide idea that I had, which eventually became the 5.3 basic balance rate guide that I, you know, that's the first video on my channel. So I switched to a Moonkin, and it was horrible. I had no idea what I'm doing, you know. I played Moonkin while I was like level 65. Maybe I was Moonkin while doing dailies every now and then, but you know, nothing spectacular. So I switched to a Moonkin, and suddenly I have all these new abilities, and I don't know what to do. I'm confused, and it's terrible. My DPS is just horrible. I can't do anything. You know, I was just like, well, that's it. You know, restoration isn't my thing, and Moonkin apparently isn't my thing either. So I'll try Guardian. But I did not, and I stuck with Moonkin, and I just tried to learn it while reading all the guides, you know, looking up elitist jerks, looking at Naxik, and you know, watching guides on YouTube. But none of these guides, on YouTube at least, you know, elitist jerks is really good, but you know, spoken guide, a video guide, is much better for me in my opinion, or you know, for everyone in my opinion. So I was just looking on YouTube, and none of the guides felt complete, because I have this problem with education in general. You know, it's not just guides on YouTube, it's education in general. If you're in school, and everyone has that teacher pretty much that just goes, okay, A is bad and B is good, and there is no explanation behind that. You have no idea why A is bad and B is good. And that's okay as long as there is only A and B. The problem emerges when a C is introduced, because when you have no context as to why A is bad and B is good, when C emerges you have no idea what to do and you are confused. But when you have enough knowledge and you can apply the knowledge, you know, when you have enough knowledge as to why A is bad and why B is good, you might be able to kind of figure out why C could be good, could be bad, you know. And that's why I'm explaining things very in depth, because I feel like it helps, you know. For me, it's useless when someone tells me this is bad when he says nothing about it. I know it's bad, but I have no idea why. You know, even though I have the knowledge that this thing is bad, I cannot apply it. So it's useless. And that's why my guides are as, you know, as they are. Very long, very rambly, but I make sure that I take the time and I explain everything. And eventually, you know, after many months of not really making the guide, but you know, I had the plan for quite a while. You know, basically ever since Pandaria started, ever since I switched to a Moonkin, I was just like, well, that's it, you know. I have to learn this, and then I'm gonna make a guide, and you know, I'm gonna make a good guide, and it's gonna be awesome. But then I switched, you know, there was like a year after that, and I finally was like, okay, I have fraps, I bought fraps, you know, I bought fraps, so I need to do something. You know, I already bought fraps, I invested money, I need to make this guide, and that was the thing that pushed me over the edge. So that kind of forced me to make the guide, and people liked it. I don't really like it because it's my first video, and you can hear that I'm very nervous, you know. Even though there's a lot of wacky things, I was really nervous. And that guide, that took a long time to record. It took me, I think, like 3 hours to record, because I was constantly making just horrible mistakes. You know, when I'm talking, you can hear a mistake here and there, but in that video I was just talking nonsense. It was ridiculous, but I stuck with it, and I edited it together, I put it out there, and like 3 days later it already had 1,000 views, which was kinda strange. You know, the first feeling that I had when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, already 1,000 views. That's awesome. That's amazing. But then I kind of realized that that was actually a problem. There is not enough good boomkin guides, so people are just looking at everything. And that's why, in my opinion, my videos became as popular as they are. You know, the guides are over 20,000 views, maybe over 25,000 views, the basic guides. That means that people just, they're looking for a good guide and then can't find it. So they end up, you know, watching the the videos that are at the bottom of the page, on the second page, and that's where my videos were. Right now my videos, if you type in Balance Druid Guide in YouTube, they are pretty high up in the search rankings, which means that, you know, people are gonna find them. And that's true, because like the 5.4 basic guide that gets like 400 views a day, maybe 300, which is just amazing. But that's how it all started. And I'm very happy that I did that, because it's amazing. And I'm not planning to stop anytime soon, by the way. As soon as Draenor comes out, the guides are back. Everything. You know, the talent guides, the boss guides, I'm gonna do that again. And I'll try to push harder. I won't do the general guides, you know, for everyone. I will just do the Moonking guides, because I can't get the normal guides out fast enough. But I'll be back in the seat, and I'll be rolling, you know, over these bosses in Draenor. But let's talk about something, well, not something else, something kind of relevant to this channel. So I am signed to Draenor Beta. I hope that I'll be picked, but if I do get picked, expect just a shower of videos. Okay, as soon as I get into beta, I want to bring you something I would like to call the Total Biscuit style of coverage. If that makes any sense. If any of you remember Total Biscuit's beta coverage for Cataclysm, that's what I want to do. As soon as the beta comes up, and as soon as I'm invited, I'm gonna make a character, and I will be in game. If the beta is up, I am in game looking for things to show you. Okay, dungeons, zones, new models, raids, quests, and I'll just hit my hand on the table and stuff like that, right? So as soon as beta comes out, you can expect a lot of coverage. If I get in, you will see what I see. That's my plan for this channel, because, you know, the guides are done. I can't do any more guides. I don't really want to do the other heroic bosses, because they're, you know, they're kind of the same. And if you watch the normal mode guide for the rest of the bosses, if you watch the normal mode Boomkin guide and then you watch a normal heroic guide, that's enough in my opinion. So yeah, I hope you know, will stick around through this period where I'll just do opinion based videos and news about Draenor, and, you know, some filler videos such as the Murderers mods, you know, or the Moo Master Let's Play and stuff like that. I will still, you know, I will keep doing that, but once Draenor Beta comes out, I will stop these series completely, and I will dedicate all my time to recording Draenor and showing it to you guys. That's my goal in life now. So, you know, that's that. The last thing, if you stuck around for this long, that's not me fapping, you dumbass, that's me clapping. Hear that? Yeah. I'm a horrible person. Internet broke my brain. So, if you stuck around for this long, applause to you. The next Flex Raid, this Saturday, 2 p.m. CET. I'll probably make a separate video for that, because I'm not expecting too many of you guys to make it through, because it's a long video, and through my analytics, YouTube analytics, magic, I kind of figured out that you guys are not into the long videos, because the average views per video are quite low. You know, it could be me just being boring and uninteresting, or it's just you guys just not giving a damn about the long videos. The shorter videos, you watch a lot more of them, you know, as far as percentage goes, you know, as to the long videos. The one exception are the really interesting videos, such as the Flex Raid, the Druid Flex Raid, or the basic guide. The other videos, not so much. So That's, you know, YouTube magic. But that's about that. So the next flex rate, Saturday, 2 p.m. CET. Be online if you want to be invited. We're doing the second wing, the last two wings. Before we did the first two wings, now we're doing the other two wings. And that's that. So I thank you a lot for, you know, watching the video and listening to me rambling for 15 minutes. And I shall see you next time. Bye bye.